All right, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to week number 124. My due apologies for missing the live stream last week. I had some technical difficulties, and you can see I'm not in my studio, so hopefully you can forgive me for that. So I'm not going to be able to do any math questions in on that, but I did want to go ahead and say hello, and thank you guys for joining me on the stream. Taha. Wow, that was Tony Funny Pog. Interesting on there. And good, Taro. Good to have you on. It's different. I'm actually working on my laptop at the moment. So I think last time I wasn't in my studio, I had to use my phone, which was kind of crappy and not really as much fun. So so I'm going back on my laptop, which I had to kind of update the software and everything on there. So I'm kind of working through the best I could, and I was thinking about bringing over my laptop, or not my laptop, but the my keypad, so I could still try to do some math, but it's obviously not a studio, kind of get used to what you want to do. But one of the main things I wanted to make sure I could do with you guys was at least make sure I could go live, because one of the big things, and one of the things I've talked about, on the channel, especially like before, is like just trying to be as consistent as humanly possible. So, when you can make sure it's not on. Okay, yeah. So yeah, when you can definitely make sure you are consistent, if you are on your studying or doing on your homework, whatever may be the case, like that is one of the key things. And I know many of you guys are kind of finishing up the season, the exam season, or maybe you have your exam still coming up, which if you do, best of luck. But I think one of those things, as you kind of even look into the upcoming year, is look into being consistent and doing your homework in a consistent time frame, studying on a consistent time frame. And there's going to be times that things are going to get in your way where you're not going to do things as you expected. Like I was totally expecting to be going live yesterday, and it just didn't work in the cards. So what am I here doing to now? I showed back up, and I'm ready for you guys. So I'm not going to be on for a little bit, but I did definitely wanted to say hello to Era. Good to have you on. And Mista and Gabe. Mr. McLogan, I have 5 people school left. It's crazy. Well, awesome. Congratulations. Ta, thank you so much. You are very welcome. Small scopes. I'm chatting while I lecture. Yeah, I love it. Also, Tresmo Hosey, my teacher, isn't it? Uh-oh. Yeah, I might not be. Sorry, I know my stream is not getting very well, but yeah, I didn't even actually check the speed of the internet where I'm at. How do you feel about Desmos to help you with graphing and just calculate? I love Desmos. I think actually Desmos should be used on more on a broader scale for not only teaching, learning, but in testing. Like I think Desmos is amazing. Well, very happy to help you out, Diego. And N.A. Sanchez, Adrian. So, and Suniva, I'm just going, well, hello to you. And Shelly, you are very welcome. Happy to help you out. And I think it's pretty cool. You guys at the end of the year, we're we're finishing up, and I do have a couple videos that were a little late. I do apologize for that. I did want to get them out earlier regarding like studying, but I think there's definitely going to be some videos, the non teaching math ones, that I definitely am looking forward to releasing for you guys, as far as like just kind of like help you make some decisions as far as like your next math courses that you guys are taking, what you guys should be doing over the summer, and kind of your approach to math for over there. So hopefully those videos will be help you out. I just about mapped them out, and I'll be creating them and hopefully releasing them as well. So it's actually been crazy. I was talking to some friends this week, and it's crazy that I think about this in my first year that I wasn't inside the classroom, and the year is already like gone. I know many of you, you think of like a year, it seems like forever, and it's this year for me just immediately just went by so crazy, so fast, and so crazy. And yes, well, I mean, so yes, again, because if you were thinking about a rational function, a rational function is going to be a polynomial in the numerator and the denominator. Well, if your polynomial in the denominator is going to be a constant, like a number, then yeah, technically your rational function is now going to be linear. But whenever you have a variable in the denominator, that will not be a linear function. I don't think I have anything on regression. That's one of the things I gotta keep on moving up. That's one of the things I'm going to be looking into over the summer is getting some more content in some different math. Building up from there. Systems equations. I don't know if I have anything on system equations with quadratics. I mean, it's basically the exact same process. Or at least what I would be going from there. I think I do have a couple from there. But yeah, not many. If there is some, there's not many. That's something I'll definitely have to add on to. I think with anything, when you're going to Calculus 2, obviously you're going to be building off a lot from Calculus 1. So I think your foundation from what you know in Calculus 1 is really going to be important moving into Calculus 2. So I would just make sure you go back through all of your Calculus 1 work. Even when you're going through Calculus 2 to spiral review, like constantly be going through the Calculus 1 content. I think that's really, really important to not only keep things fresh, but to make sure to refine your really understanding of what's going on in the content. Could you help me solve word problems based on inequalities and understand the questions? Yeah, I think with word problems, a lot of times the reason why I don't do a lot of word problems in the live streams is it takes a while, right? So you got to read it, underline it. I think the main thing you got to understand is all word problem is it's just a math equation that's like being masked with a lot of words, right? So what you want to do is identify what you're trying to, what the answer, like what you're trying to find, right? Identify that. Identify what your variables are. What are your unknowns? And then try to extract equations. Like try to create an equation based on the information, which is, I think, in my opinion, the most difficult. And then usually there's going to be a technique to be able to solve that equation. But I think the main thing is if you can kind of work your way backwards. A lot of times when I'm working through word problems, if I get stuck, I start at the end. Like, what am I trying to solve for? What are my unknowns? How can I create an equation or a relationship based on that information? And to me, it just comes down with a lot of practice, from on there. But hopefully some of those tips will help you out. What about final exams are in 9 days? What should I do to prepare? Should I do multiple math problems a day? Yes. And should I be studying during Memorial Day weekend? When you have it like 9 days away, yeah. I mean, unless you have some like amazing thing that's going on that's like super uber important, I would just, I will. I'll tell you guys a story. There was when I was a freshman in college. I was studying for all these exams, and then I had one course where I knew like if I would have studied, I could have gotten an A. But instead, I decided to hang out with my girlfriend at the time, who, wasn't a big thing. It was just like, I could have been studying, but instead we just decided to hang out and not study. And of course, I ended up getting a B because I didn't put in the studying. So unless you have some amazing plans that are going on for Memorial Day weekend, if you only have 9 days left, I mean, just think about, it's a little bit of a sacrifice, but I think it's going to be something that is more likely than not going to outweigh the benefits to putting in the time and the work now than, just taking a break. You got 9 days, finish strong. And then hopefully you have a nice little summer, a nice little break until the end of the year. What is the hardest? I mean, I guess integrated math 3. I'm not really sure. I am not sure about that. Hey, good night, Shrika. Learn the theorems. Yes, that definitely does help. Yeah, I'm not doing any math problems. I'm sorry, guys. I just don't have my studio, so I'm not going to be able to do the math problems. But if you do have math questions, actually, I don't think my overlays are here. I'm on my, I don't have my overlays. I'm sorry. But I believe if you go in the description, brianmclogan.com/Q&A, you guys can still submit questions, and I'll get to those next week. What is the hardest? Middle graph 1, 2, 3. Good word problems are just math and apply life. Yeah, I mean, basically. Right now I'm doing distant learning, and your videos are simplifying rational expressions are at least 1 million times better. Well, awesome. So happy to help you out. Hey, Mr. McLogan, I'm going to pre-calc next year, but they offer something called math analysis, which is pre-calc and calc AP. Do you think I should take it? I mean, it depends on what you want to go into and what you're trying to do, So, what grade are you in? Doesn't know what you're grading. I mean, it just depends. to be honest with you, I have no idea. I would speak with your math teacher. I would speak with your upcoming, like, who would be the math teacher for that class. I teach you your counselor. I talk to your parents. You know, those are all people that are going to help you be able to make that decision that I think would be better equipped than myself going through them. You know, I recently did a video, like, I took calculus in sophomore year of college. So you're in no rush, you know. You want to take the class that's obviously going to be the best fit for you during the year, but don't feel pressure that you should or you're missing out if you do or you don't take the class. Multiply the radicand. As long as they have the same index, just multiply whatever's under the radical. I can, but not tonight. That's a good question. You know, just a reminder, guys, if you, I'm not be able to get to your question, but you can definitely go to Discord and type in that question, and I'm sure there's somebody on there that can help you out with that. Well, definitely, same thing, guys. If you haven't, like, I'll be going live every Sunday night, so you can always submit questions at brianmclogan.com/Q&A. You can also go to my Discord server and post questions there and get help from them. So hopefully that will help you guys out. Yes, I do have some videos, and I will be posting some more videos for you guys on that as well. Yes, that's for sure as well. I do not know. I never became a mechanical engineer or took any engineering classes, so I would just speak with your counselor for on that. And that's a good question. What advice do you have on solving trig equations? I think make sure to look for extraneous solutions. That happens, you know, quite a bit. Make sure you know your unit circle is very helpful. And then also, like, a lot of times solving trig equations is just the algebra that a lot of times I think students get mixed up with. So, you know, just sometimes replace the trig functions with, like, variables like x and y's and solve it that way. Just make sure, you know, you then go ahead and solve based on the solutions and the restriction of the equation. No, that's why I went live today, because I was like, I cannot go live. Like, when I say week 124, which this literally is, you can go back. These are all saved in a playlist, and you can find them every single week. I've been going live from on there. So yeah, I think this is maybe the third or fourth time that I didn't go live on at least on Sunday, but whenever that happened, I went live on the next Monday. So, but yeah, Sunday night, 9 p.m. You know the time. Yeah, unfortunately, I did not bring my little thing to go through math questions. But if you have a math question or you do need some help, I will be taking those on next week. So if you can just go to brianmclogan.com/Q&A, I'll be more than happy to take them. But at least for tonight, I just wanted to kind of hop in and at least say hi to you guys or answer whatever questions you guys had posted. Final exam on Wednesday. Are there any videos you'd recommend to study with? No, because I mean, no, at least none of my videos. I do need to actually do like a good cram video for Algebra 2, which I do not have. So, I mean, I would just kind of look at like what you kind of feel like your struggle at with Algebra 2, and then maybe just kind of do some refreshers on there. Like, obviously, you don't want to be watching videos for stuff that you feel comfortable on. I would still recommend doing some practice problems just to make sure like things are fresh, like in your brain. But yeah, if you're going to be like watching some content to be learning the information, you know, maybe just look into like quadratics, factoring, rational, radicals, logarithms, you know, probability, like whatever, you know, you need some more deeper insight on, maybe kind of focus on those. I would definitely, so if you're going into geometry next year, I would definitely highly recommend that you get a sheet of paper that you can write down all of your formulas on, because one of the biggest things for geometry is like understanding the formulas, the theorems, and keeping all that stuff organized. So hopefully your teacher will do that for you. But if not, you know, the two things that I think that hold students back on geometry is remembering all the information, all the formulas, theorems, and stuff, and then the algebra. So make sure you brush up on like your algebra 1 skills. Don't you know, just like solving equations and proportions and stuff like that. You want to make sure you have your update on that. Awesome. We're happy to help you out. What is pre-calculus even as a first-year student? I mean, basically, I would say Algebra 2 plus with some trigonometry is like and then, yeah. Well, happy to help you out, Zane. I'm since you are a teacher, do you have any recommend? I mean, I don't. I mean, I just went through whatever courses I need to take to become a teacher. So, I mean, to become a teacher, at least we're like in the United States in Florida, like you just have to pass an exam, basically, and or have a degree. You still have to take a subject area exam. So, I mean, I would just speak with the counselor or whatever else you need, whatever requirements are wherever you live, become a teacher. But you definitely should. I am from the United States in Florida. Happy to be able to help you out. Awesome. I Good last question. But yeah, I stepped away from the classroom this year. So it was basically kind of a point for, yeah, one, looking at like the financial perspective, but then also like the time perspective, plays a lot into that. That's a good one. I like that. I don't have any recommendations of our textbooks, unfortunately. Not so much right now. I am looking into getting some more calculus topics though. So hopefully that is something I will be able to answer more with you coming up. Yeah, practice algebra 2, algebra 2. And also, if you, I think, look in my description, actually, I do have a getting ready for oh, no, actually I don't have. But I will be letting you know about getting ready for pre-calculus. I do offer a pre-calculus course, but I also offer like a free getting ready for pre-calculus course that I would definitely recommend that you go ahead and check out. I'm struggling with writing rational functions. Well, yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, I'd have to like kind of see a problem. I'd have to work through one, to be honest with you, to give you some tips. It's been a while since I like did one from there, but I mean, yeah, you're kind of working backwards, so I can definitely see that's like gonna be difficult. I think one of those things that's kind of come with practice. Like I kind of know what I would kind of do, but um, I think just kind of just kind of look at some problems, like how you find that information, and then you're just kind of working backwards from around there. But if you have any questions you want to provide for next week, I'll be happy to take a look at them. No, I don't think that should be a must. I mean, there's definitely some content we cover in geometry that's beneficial for Algebra 2, but I definitely don't think is a requirement. Well, you're very welcome, Ben. I'm doing engineering, and whenever I get stuck, well, awesome. So happy to help you out. What is the Discord? I do not know if I have the Discord in on this one. I should have been. Discord link is not in there. Dang it. Sorry, guys. I can go and pull it up. I'll go and put it in chat since you did ask for it. So thank you for that. Let me go and get the Discord link for you guys real quick for any of you that are interested. And because I also got to put it in. So yeah, if you're interested in joining the Discord, there it is. And I will put it in my description. It wasn't my last description, but I guess it wasn't. There you go. I don't know why that didn't save. That's so annoying. All right. Let's see. Oh, awesome. So everybody, yeah. All right. So hopefully, Mo, you are all set. Sorry, Julio. No, good. You're all good. I cannot recommend some red sites just because I don't have any off the top of my head, but I'm sure, hopefully, there's some people in the chat that are more than happy to recommend some websites for you. But it confuses me. What are they used for? How you find things? I mean, I think we're confused with logarithms. Just I think the easiest thing with logarithms is just convert them to exponential equations, and for me, that's the best thing of like getting over that hump of like the confusion with them. I think that's a tough one. I think stand up. I mean, one, take control of your own learning, and number two, it's like, stand up for your own voice. Like I hope that's not really the truth. Um, that people don't really care, but I would stand up for what you deserve and what you want, and let your voice be heard. I do, just on YouTube, not on the side of the classroom. Awesome. Very happy to be able to help you out. Should I take calc or pre-calc after Algebra 2? I would recommend at least going through the pre-calc. That's going to give you a good foundation of not only upper level math questions, but also like trig, which is going to be very helpful for calculus. I am 38. Well, awesome. Do you have a second part of the video you did about your math story? Yes, I do. I will. I'm actually. I have a couple parts that actually are going to be coming down the pipeline, so stay tuned on the channel. I taught inside the classroom for 14 years before this year, and I stepped away. I've gotten all B's freshman year. Will this put me at a disadvantage for college? I have a bunch of extracurriculars. No. Don't be worried. Just do the best you can and go through, enjoy, learn. I think you're going to be perfectly fine. You don't need to be perfect to get into college. And even if you do get into college, there's so much more once you get into college that you still have to prove about yourself. And even after you get out of college, there's so much more you have to prove upon yourself. So don't hold yourself to what grade you got. That's going to define you or what you're capable of, right? So put in the work, do the best you can. Obviously, but don't hold so much weight on a letter grade. Yeah, Mo. What's up? Taking geometry pre-calc course. Any tips on what I can prepare? How to make it easy? I don't know. You're taking pre-calc in 6th grade. That's crazy. I mean, that's a lot to be taken in. Is it true a weak pre-algebra fortune will weaken your algebra 1? Yes, absolutely, 100% true. What happens if you're really tired and you have a math test on the next day? Should you study still or should you go to sleep? I let your brain rest. I would say let your brain rest. I think there's only so much that your brain's going to be able to take in, when you're really tired. So for instance, I woke up this morning really, really tired and I was going to go to the gym, and that was my main thing, but I was so exhausted. I just knew it was it wasn't worth the time to try to go to the gym, right? I was so exhausted, so tired. So I waited to, it was a little bit later in the day when I was more awake, and I could actually put in the effort into the energy into the workout, right? So I mean, same kind of thing. You can only force your body to do so much. So when you know your body is kind of telling you no, listen to it and and adjust. I went to Western Michigan University, and yes, I do think high school is helpful, not just torture. But I do think there is a lot of added pressure that goes on in high school nowadays that I did not have to deal with. So I think there's definitely some grace that I think parents and teachers need to understand about what a lot of you guys that are going through high school nowadays is different than it was before. And not like it's your fault or anything like that. It's just, I think it's the way that high school and just education has evolved, which hopefully is something that will eventually change. But it's something that takes time too. We didn't get to the point where we are now just overnight, right? It kind of evolved into that. So hopefully that's something we can also change in the other direction. I don't know if I have a strategy for arc length, except just knowing the formulas that you need to know for that. Yes, I can definitely recommend. I'm assuming for college algebra, they're just annoying math questions, word problems, right? Ones that don't make sense. So I don't know if there's anything better, to get around from that. It's just they're annoying little math questions. So just try to think about what chapter, what math you're trying to learn, or what's what the math equation is from, and try to extract the information and then solve it that way. Skipping algebra 1, jumping into honors geometry. I'm steadily getting more and more nervous about it. Any tips to work management? Yeah, I mean, you're just gonna have to, watch yourself, know where you're kind of at, and see if that's something that, if you start falling behind or if it starts going at too fast of a pace, which usually when you're doing an honors class, that's where students will usually fall behind. Just kind of recognize that and be like, hey, I need to slow down, or I need to go back through Algebra 1. Like, it's okay. It's not a race, but monitor yourself. If you feel like you're ready and you're prepared for honors geometry, then go for it. Do it. Just know it's okay if it ends up being too much for you to tackle, or maybe you're taking some other classes, and you just have too much of a workload, or you're playing some sports or doing after school activities. Like, it's okay. So, monitor it, but do your best. No, I have the same house I bought before I went to YouTube. Studying, but I forgot 90% things we learned. Yeah, it just takes practice. I think just spiral review, just keep on going over the information. That's like an all year thing. You just want to constantly be keeping going over stuff. So wish you the best of luck, Mo. Pre-algebra last year was weak because it was all virtual and I was very distracted. Yep. Yeah, I would just recommend try to keep on reviewing stuff, little by little. That's about. It just sucks, that so many students, I think, have the same experience as you. So just try to, do your best to try to review as much of this stuff as possible as you're throughout the year. But just understand that there's going to be some stuff that you did not learn that you were supposed to, that you're going to need to get caught up. Usually I like to just write them as over 100. And then, multiply that way. I think my pre-calc for linear algebra was Calc 2. Were your parents more light about grades or strict? My parents were strict about grades, so for sure. Try to retake a test. If I could retake it today, and he was very moody, but I also think he was overwhelmed, so I should just push on telling. Wait, what? I'm trying to retake a test that I did do well on, and asked my teacher if I could retake it today, and he was very moody. Yeah, I would just maybe wait till a better time. It's always good to ask the teacher when they're in a good mood. Do you know Mr. Rowling? No, I do not know. All right, I'm aiming to get into a really good university. Well, awesome. I hope you have A's and B's in math and science. Okay. So far, I'm doing all right, but I struggle with it, exponential in particular. Yeah, focus on it. That's where you struggle. So, keep on doing practice. Like, focus on that, a little bit every single night. And, maybe get some help if you need to, with a tutor or with some friends or on Discord or, whatever may be the case. But yeah, put in the work. I think you do it. I began teaching when I think I was like 23. Can we how to do? I can, but not tonight. So you can definitely go to Discord, which is in the description. That will help you out. And McLogan, well, happy from Pakistan. All right, guys, it is enough time for me. Thank you so much for joining tonight. I do apologize, I wasn't able to get to my math. Sorry about that, but I will be again live here, guys, next week at 9 p.m. on Sunday, and I'll be happy to get to you for Elin. So, all right, guys, cheers.